Welcome, new listeners and returning listeners, to today's episode of the Black Business Roundtable. I am your host, Doug Blacksher, broadcasting to you live from the city of Diversity, Oakland, California, at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 7 p.m. East Coast Time every Thursday. We are with you in spirit and sending you love, my dear sister, Dr. Ashley Coleman, Doctor of Psychology. Today, we are speaking with returning guest and friend of the show, the young Barack D. Obama Shaw, running for governor for this great state of California 2026. Hashtag the young Barack D. Obama Shaw, hashtag Barack Obama 4, and that's the numeral 4, GOVCA, hashtag Doug Blacksher, hashtag Young Obama Shaw. Celebrating this month courtesy of the National Day Calendar, www.nationaldaycalendar.com. If you were born in April, you share birthdays with the Susan Boyle, Emmylou Harris, Francis Ford Coppola, and Jackie Chan. Woo-ha! Woo-ha! I love his movies. Oh, national days are National Ellis Island Family History Day, Exercise Day, National High Five Day, National Lineman and Linewomen Day, National Columnist Day, National Clean Out Your Medicine Cabinet Day. See hashtags as listed below. National Weeks: National Pet ID Week, Every Kid Healthy Week, National Coin Week, hashtag as listed below. National Months: National Alcohol Awareness, Parkinson's Awareness, English Language Month, and hashtags as listed below. A calendar note from Equal Justice Initiative, EJI.org. Visit their website. Now, this is going to interest you, and this is what I talk about all the time. On April 18th, 1846, New Jersey, that's up north. New Jersey enacted a law. Now listen to this. A law which bound enslaved Black people to indefinite servitude as apprentices for life, to work at the will of their white slave enslavers. Now, I'm going to take a second out for this because this is critical. Black people spend $1.5 trillion a year running this economy. We're the biggest consumers of everything out there. And 400 years as to today, we still have to fight, the good battle, to get any kind of justice, to get good jobs. We need to stop spending our money where we're not wanted. We need to spend money in our own Black businesses, create our own vehicle manufacturing company, create our own Amazon, create our own everything, because it continues to be a pattern which America has gotten used to. Everybody gets help in America except Black people. Thank you. Please visit their website and learn more about the history of racial injustice, racial lack of social justice, and about EJI. Calendar at EJI.org as listed below. Today on the Black Business Roundtable podcast, Barack D. Obama Shaw, running for governor of this great state of California, 2026. Barack Obama Shaw was previously an Army reservist, so we thank him for his service. He is self-employed, a graduate of Texas Southern University, resides in Alameda, California, which is just outside of Oakland, California. He is originally from Houston, Texas, but we are blessed to have him making a difference. And that's the key, making a difference. These politicians who we have elected here in Oakland, California, whether it be administration, the new administration, whether it be city council, we have so much in-house fighting. The ship is sinking, and they're concerned about their own selfish need in Oakland, California. And we're going to talk about that in Thumbs Up and Thumbs Down today. Today on the Black Business Roundtable podcast show, we're going to outline several incidences where I attended a town hall meeting last night, and it was amazing. City council member Kevin Jenkins put it together and had city administrators there talking to neighbors who have been beat up, robbed, and we've had some even killed, homes invaded, auto theft. So we look forward to interviewing this man today and seeing his plan on how to make this thing better here in the great state of California. See hashtags on the screen below. Dun, 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 dun. Thumbs up, and thumbs down, local, national, and international, hashtag thumbs up, hashtag thumbs down. Fans of this segment, send me your thumbs up and thumbs down the day before our show, and they may be featured on the show. Contact me up on social media, Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Sharing is caring. So let's hear it. Thumbs up today. Dun, 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 dun. I am proud of these two people who have done an outstanding job putting a town hall together, numbers and statistics that outline what is needed in District 6. So thumbs up today. Dun, 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 dun. Councilman Kevin Jenkins, City of Oakland, for the town hall meeting he gave last night. And let me tell you something. He answered every question at the end of the town hall. I was truly impressed that this man took the time out, had the captain, one of the captains of the Oakland Police Department, had the city administrator there, had the assistant city administrator there, letting people know what is going on in his district and how they're going to move ahead to address the many issues. And the second person, which is just as important as the first person, LaTonda Simmons, Assistant City of Oakland Administrator. She did an outstanding presentation outlining the things that are going on in the homeless encampment and other issues in the city of Oakland. Her presentation was magnificent. Her name, once again, thumbs up, dun, 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 goes to the Honorable Councilman Kevin Jenkins, City of Oakland, for the town hall meeting, and also LaTonda Simmons, Assistant City of Oakland Administrator. Thumbs down. Dun, 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 dun. Thumbs down. All the in-house fighting between our elected leaders in Oakland, California. Perhaps the mayor of Oakland and the Honorable Elihu Harris, the previous mayor from back in the 1990s, who called the newly elected mayor, Shane Tao, to congratulate her on her win in 2022, should have a meeting regarding the fighting, and then our mayor have a closed door meeting along with the human resource. And that's, again, they need to meet with the human resources about respect. Yes. City council fighting city council, mayor fighting city council fighting the mayor, and the ship is sinking. So yes, human resources needs to get in here and talk to them about respect and working together, as it is okay to disagree, but the behavior within the council members and the mayor's office, yes, and the mayor's office needs to be addressed in full on, and they need to resolve this. You can't run a city if you're fighting each other. So the people house can work for the betterment of all Oaklanders and those visiting our city spending dollars. Our guest today, we get an update on the 2026 campaign of candidate Barack D. Obama Shaw and his run for governor of this great state of California. So, audience, let's welcome back my brother with a familiar name, Mr. Barack Denzel Obama Shaw, Barack Obama for short, or as he likes to say, the B to the A to the R to the A to the CK to the Black Business Roundtable. What's going on, man? Oh, I can't hear. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I got it. What's going on? Wait a minute. What's going on, Governor Barack D. Obama Shaw?
Well, this is B to the ARACK, here to point the way. That's what I'm here to do today.
Well, before we get into it, I had an opportunity the last two nights, with my physical issues going on. I had an opportunity to go to city council, the budget meeting on Tuesday night, and it was horrific. It was terrible. It was terrible. $177 million in the hole. Some of city council was asking the mayor's office to verify where are we losing money and requesting an audit. They have millions of dollars in the city of Oakland that are missing. And I do agree with audits, because if you haven't done anything, you don't mind being audited. And the second thing, which is similar to the first, last night I went to, and he's been a guest on the show, Kevin Jenkins. He had a town hall where he had the city administrator, the city assistant administrator. He had a police captain and several other city administrators out of the mayor's office talking to the District 6 constituents and businesses about all the crime and grime and the plan to move forward. And in addition to that, and this reminds me of you, the program was supposed to go from 6 to 7:30. We went till 8:45 so that he can answer every question in the audience. I was truly impressed, because a lot of time the elected officials, they tell you what they want you to know and what they think you want to hear. Then they close up shop and run out. This man stayed there till the end, and I was truly impressed with that. So let's dive right into this and get your perspective on some questions that we have put together.
Okay.
First off, I want to thank you again for giving the Black Business Roundtable the exclusive when you announced you were running for governor of this great state of California in November. I think it's November or December of 2022. What have you been up to since our last conversation when you discussed your campaign, which as summer of 2023, both politically and personally? Thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Glad to answer that question. I've been pretty busy. So I've been looking at, what is it going to take to be governor of the state of California? What is that going to look like? And so that's a big assignment. And so I wanted to do the work on myself to make sure my character is a match for that assignment, because it's a poor thing to have such a big assignment and then a small character that doesn't match it, So, and I want everyone to be welcome around me. So I instead of just climbing my way to the top, I'm looking at serving my way to the top. And when you're serving your way to the top, it's not about getting to the top. It's about who you become in the process. So with that said, I've been looking at Alameda Point Collaborative. That's here around in Alameda, looking at the difference that they're making. Also, Elks, Benevolent Protective Order of the Elks, and working with them in terms of Americanism, which deals with patriotism, loving the red, white, and blue, talking to kids. And I'm also have been working with the Boy Scouts of America, as well as the drug abuse prevention. So, and trying to do my best to make a difference with young people. And now my new, I guess, my little handle here, political handle, B to the ARACK, which is basically spelling my name, Barack, BARACK, and just bringing a little lightness to it, because it can be, the political climate can be pretty, like an all-out war sometimes, right? So just bringing friendliness and following the golden rule and treating people the way that I'd like to be treated, instead of trying to treat people the way they're treating me, and going up the high road instead of the low road, and again, looking at my character, is my character becoming for the mission at hand, because there's nothing more important than that, because I represent the people. And when people see me, I want them to see themselves in me and my leadership. And so that's, in short, that's what I've been up to.
Well, I love what you said. Serving the people, evaluating your character, seeing if you are up to the task. We have so much in-house fighting here in Oakland. People are asking me, where is the mayor?
Wow.
People are asking me, didn't you endorse her?
Yeah.
People are asking me, why did you endorse her for her to go undercover for 4 years, or at least the last year and a half?
My.
I had a conversation with the city administrator last night, and I told him the same story. I don't know. Every person who I got to change their vote for the other candidate and voted for her, they are very turned around now. So I just want to say, when you're elected governor, I hope your character doesn't change, but the way your demeanor is and our conversations, I think you're going to do a great job. But that's one thing, audience, we got to start holding these politicians accountable. They beg for our votes, our endorsement, and then when they get in the office, they have a whole new agenda. And let me tell you something. As a California Democratic delegate, I am going to be brutal when it comes time for endorsement when it comes time to get the Alameda County Democratic Central Committee to endorse them, I'm going to be a beast on steroids, because you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You come down to the Alameda County Democratic Central Committee and you do nothing. And like I said, I don't know if you heard, and I'm going to finish up after the second question, but last night, Council Member Kevin Jenkins, District 6, gave a town hall. And that's what people want to know. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Assistant administrator, she gave a breakdown, a outstanding line by line summary of what is and what isn't going on in the district and in the city. Her name is Latunda Simmons. I was thoroughly impressed.
Wow.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the political climate these days nationally, which trickles down to states, counties, and our local municipalities? Thank you.
Wow. Well, I think what a lot of people look at America, right? We look at America from inside America, right? But what on the world stage? How do we look on the world stage? A lot of times we don't care about that conversation. But it's not good. We want to really show strength, and we're not showing strength. We're not doing enough to show the strength. So with the political climate, you have the far left, right, and the billionaires spending their money for their spin on what's happening. Then you have the far right, people spending their money, billionaires spending their money for their spin on their narrative. Then you have outside some bad actors spreading their information on social media. Then you have what else? Artificial intelligence coming up with things. Then you have these algorithms coming up with things, just mechanical structure to just continue to have people at war with one another. And the only thing that's going to really stop that is really being of service, treating people the way you like to be treated, having these town halls and actually talking to people, looking them in the eye and letting them know this is what's going on. And these are my actions. And this is what you can hold me to. Here's my promise. And here's what you can hold me accountable for. Here's what I'm going to do. And when I'm going to do it, who am I going to do it with? And here are my updates. Here's when I'm going to update you. And so people can trust that, because you got to have your word. You got to have a word in the matter. What's your word? What are you promising to us? And once you are not keeping your word, it's the same as a person that's always late. If they're always late, I mean, they got to start showing up on time at least once or twice for you to count on them to be a person of their word, to at least even show up. And of course, that's a really low bar, just to show up on time, but to do what you say you're going to do by the people. And then they can measure what, whether you are being effective or you're off track or what have you. If you're off track, be responsible, declare a breakdown. Here's what we're going to do about this breakdown. And here's what you can count on me for. And here's what we're doing. Because if you're not doing these types of things, I assure you, there are armies of people on social media putting all kinds of negativity in this big, you could say, this big stew, political stew. Everybody's putting their thing in there, thousands upon thousands and millions of people putting things in there. And if you're not going to be upfront with people about the what's so or what's going on and talk straight to them, then that narrative that's out there is going to be speaking on your behalf. And it's going to be your fault. because if you're not saying anything, then they're going to read in between the lines and read the lines that are on social media, and then that's going to have people at war with one another. Not to mention the think tanks that have their agendas. Everyone has their own agenda here, and I think it needs to be pointed back to patriotism. If you would see, Ronald Reagan back in the days, or Jimmy Carter when they had their debates, running for president of the United States, they were respectful. I mean, and they were very respectful and professional, and they didn't have to go at each other's throats, go for the jugular. They didn't have to do anything like that. And we need to get back to that. We really need to get back to that, and look at our character. I think that's the first thing we need to do. Look at the character, look at our promises, and plan our work and work our plan, and have people to hold us accountable and not hide from the people. Because if you hiding, you're hiding something, especially if you're hiding your whole, if you duck and dodge and all that, and you're hiding, it's not good. So it's about being transparent. And I do know it takes a lot to be out there, to have your face out there, your name out there. And I can understand when people want to put their shades on. Sometimes they want to go to the car. They don't want to be in the front page. Yeah, but you have to. It's part of the job. It's part of the job. And when you chose the challenge when you chose the situation. If when you chose to have hundreds and thousands of people to vote for you, or millions of people to look at you, you chose that challenge when you chose the situation. And it's up to that individual to do what they need to do to increase their tolerance for dealing with people who don't agree with you. And that's part of the process.
Well, let me just tell you what I've been hearing that's going down in the city administrator's office, the city executive office. I hear there's been a lot of, I'm going to get you, sucker. If you go against me, I'm going to make it hard for you. I'm keeping it 100, man. You don't strike me as a person who would run an administration like that. That's similar to a Trump administration. If you piss me off, I'm gonna get you. I am so tired of hearing about all this chaos down in the mayor's office and the administrator's office and city council. The city is falling apart. And one of the viewers wrote, "You are right. The debate during the 80s, they were respectful. There was order. Now, people just speaking over each other, yelling across the stage, etc." And another audience person wrote, "On the world stage, at this moment in time, we only show disorder, chaos, trust of each other, and shamefulness due to the way we treat each other." So 2 issues here, my brother, because we're looking good on time. We might have to go a little bit over time. If you are listening to my voice today, I want you to understand that I am Hulk Hogan on steroids when it comes time when you want to be elected. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to have the delegates, the members of the Alameda County Democratic Central Committee, the members of the caucuses on the California State Democratic Party, and this is a Democratic state, to evaluate your lack of leadership, to evaluate your missing in action, to evaluate your tendency to be similar to Trump when you are running or when you have just served the people who voted for you in or not served. Right now, we have so much. If you don't go on my side, I'm gonna get you. If you piss me off, I'm gonna get you. If you do whatever, I'm gonna get you. That's not democracy.
Yeah.
That's hypocrisy. Anyway.
Yeah, and I think it's, as I started off saying, the character to fit the assignment, to fit the role. It's about, take your upbringing out of it, take your whole personality out of it. What is an effective mayor?
Right.
Period. What is that? What is an effective mayor? Or if a person is a father, married with kids, the wife takes the kids in the house and everything, and the guy's upset, but he if he really wants to be responsible, it's like, what is a responsible father? Take me out of it. Who do I need to be for this particular role? And because as I said earlier, when you chose the challenge, when you chose the situation.
Well, let me tell you, I'm just truly concerned about our elected officials.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, if you're doing a job, and don't get me wrong, I know the mayor's had some personal things going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's going on a year and a half, and I've reached out to her and her staff. Thank you, Vice Mayor Kimberly Mayfield, for joining the show about a month ago. I appreciate you taking time to let the audience, not just here in Oakland County of Alameda, state of California, but all across the United States, know what's going on. But it's nothing like hearing from the head honcho. And since I supported her, I got to be truly honest. I'm disheartened in the way that the people who I got to vote for her, they have reached out to the mayor's office, who is predominantly white. Dr. Kimberly Mayfield is the only person who gets back to me. So I have to give her props. I am tired of being dragged around here like an old raggedy dog. It's wait a minute. You know my saying. All right. Let's move forward, man. What do you see missing in the potential the political arena that might be useful to candidates and constituents? Thank you.
Well, what I see that would be useful is number one, you want to hear from the people, hear what their concerns are. Also have people out in the community getting the statistics. What are people saying? What are they concerned about? And then putting a structure together to see, like, hey, we had an independent survey done, and this is what people here want to see happen. And like, oh, you spent the money, you had somebody to go out to talk to 75,000 people to see what it is that we want. Okay, good. So that means our voices are being heard, instead of everyone has to run to the town hall, because everybody's not going to get heard. It just, it's not going to happen that way. And for that great speech that was heard, what about the people who weren't there? And having that message to be replayed, and people to be clear about where you are and where you're going. And also you need to have a future, a compelling future, what it is that you're building with the city and how you're going to get there. And it has to be, when people hear it, it has to sound feasible. Like, that's possible. That's possible that we can do that. And that's possible. I can see that. I can hear that. And it's not word salad. because people know that too. Well, we're going to have our collaborative people to get with partners, and we're going to put together an initiative. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be great. And like, well, you've heard all that before. So, but people know, they actually know if something is really moving forward, and they're a lot smarter than we think, because they can sense like this is not right. This is off.
Well, let me tell you this. The city of Oakland is starting to remind me of Captain Bullshit. And I don't know if you've been watching the show over the last couple of 2, 3, 4 weeks, but that's what I call Trump.
Yeah.
Captain Bullshit.
Yeah.
And when it comes time for election, we're going to get all these Captain Bullshits out of here, because I talk not only for Oakland, not only the county of Alameda, the state of California, but people all across this country view this show and call back and says, do you know what Doug said? And we got too many Captain Bullshits going around here. Masters of nothing but for their own self greed and put money in their pocket. And if you don't do what I say, if you piss me off, I'm not going to give you the funding to help your district. If I hear about that again, I'm going to bring it up every show. Who said it and for what? We need to start addressing these problems, holding these politicians accountable, and not hearing their rhetoric.
Yeah.
Once again, we didn't ask you to take the job. You asked for the job.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, I had a conversation with the city administrator last night, and I told him exactly what I'm telling you. This is outrageous. And I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of hearing excuses. And we only have a few Black women out there who are elected officials and working for administration. And like I said, the administration for the mayor's office, there's only one Black woman that I saw, that I know of. Now, I could be wrong. Mayor, you can come on the show anytime and tell me I'm wrong. But since you aren't returning my calls, since I'm not getting good feedback, I got to call it as I see it now. We're going into a year and a half. The honeymoon is over. I know you got family problems, personal problems, any kind of problem, and sicknesses, whatever the case is, honeymoon is over. And as one person said up here, just went down. When she was running, there it is. Why won't the mayor of Oakland come back on your show after all you put into introducing her to your audience? That's a good question. Whoever wrote that, they wrote it under blackusa.news. That's an excellent question, because before she became mayor, I was talking to her quite frequently. So moving on, we are excited that you have thrown your hat into the ring to run for governor for this great state of California in 2026. Let's revisit a few of the questions from our past interview, as updates surely have occurred. What have you had to do to actually run for governor? Previously, you were strategizing how best to bridge your campaign to bridge the gap between Northern and Southern California voters, because we know up north near the Oregon border, it's almost Republican land, a lot of white folk. I am sure that is enough endeavor as Orange County, as just one Southern California example, seems to lean Republican, or so it seems. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's having a happy medium between the two, right? Because if just say the political stage is in downtown San Francisco. That's where the political stage is, right? Well, there's two roads there. There's the Republican road and the Democratic road. The Republican road may have a couple of more toll bridges that you don't want to deal with, right? And then the Democratic road may have some things that you don't want to deal with there as well. But those are the roads to get to that platform to speak, and it's about having a happy medium between the two. And so for me, I really look at from governor all the way down to, grassroots all the way up to governor. And that's California, because everybody else is representatives. If I have the honor of becoming the governor of the state of California, I'm a representative, but the people, that's actually California. And so my focus is on let's have the people to start networking together and working out their differences. Let's have a one California. The things that we can all agree upon. We're going to have our differences, but the things that we can all agree upon and go from that route. So that's what my focus has been on. What are those things? And I think one of the biggest things is the freedom of speech and being able to speak freely, to have your differences, and traffic still flows. Things still move. You don't just shut down the whole nation because you're upset about something, but that we can all come to the table and sensibly and still have commerce moving, and to where everyone can get where they need to go on time, to where we're civil about it.
Well, let me read some of the comments before we get to this last question. Well, we're actually out of two things to bring up to the audience prior to the last question. But one of the things that is being said in the comment section, hiding from your constituents is not the way to keep your job in politics. Second, love that it is not just word salad. Perfect way to put it. Word salad. And the last comment, call them out, Doug. That is what is needed. Folks are always so afraid to call them out. Just don't understand why. Well, like I said, future Governor Shaw, Obama, we here at the Black Business Roundtable are going to be vicious. You ever see a King Core, whatever, the big dog? We're going to start protecting the masses and pointing out the few who are pimping the people. To that end, what can people do to assist you in your campaign effort? And what is the best way for voters to reach out to you and come on board? What do you need the most help with in regards to volunteers in the next 90 days? Example, marketing, social media, campaign volunteers, grassroots, nations, etc. Thank you.
Okay, good question. Well, I think the best way to reach me is at pricelesspolitics.com. And we're looking for volunteers in terms of marketing as well. And also would make a big difference if you have a platform that I could speak on, or a group of people I could come and speak and share my ideas with. That would make a tremendous difference, because that would speed up the process. More people can get to meet me. We can, shake hands again, get to know one another, and I can hear straight from you what your concerns are, because it's a big landscape. It's a enormously big landscape, and everyone has different needs, and so one person can't know it all. So I need to know those things, and if I can meet with you and hear from you on pricelesspolitics.com would make a big difference, because it will be ensuring that I'm hearing straight from the people what's wanted and needed, and then I can also, from that, once I know that particular need from that person or group of people, then I could put together a structure to offer a solution, because I believe that every problem has a solution, and where there's a will, there's a way. You just got to be willing. That's what I want to share there. Yeah.
Okay, as we wrap this up, we want to share the best way to reach you, which is Instagram at Barack Denzel, Facebook Barack Denzel, your website pricelesspolitics.com, email Barack at pricelesspolitics.com, hashtag Barack Obama 4, that's the numeral 4, GOVCA, hashtag Barack Obama Shaw, hashtag Barack Obama. I want to thank you for coming on today, and I want you to use this platform as almost a half dozen other elected officials have to win this election. We need new faces in politics. We need people like you who aren't a part of the system. We need politicians who aren't, what would you call the revengeful?
Mm-hmm.
We need some politicians who, once they get in office, they hold good to their word. To that end, we thank you. We'll see you next time. We hope you come back, audience. And we also want to share his fundraising information at the bottom of the screen. And one quick thing before you go, the new party that you started, can you remind the audience of that, please?
It's Ring of Truth Political Party.
Okay, you hear that, audience? Ring of Truth Political Party. Current political elected official. Just remember that. Ring of Truth. And we don't have much of that lately. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
See you soon. Thank you so much. All right.
Audience, as we wrap it up today, before I give the closing remarks, I'm going to be perfectly clear, and I've been saying this all through the show. Last night, I was truly impressed. I sat in the front row of the town hall at the Mills College, Northwest University in Oakland, California. I listened to a young man by the name of Honorable Council Member Kevin Jenkins, who brought the city administrator, the assistant city administrator, one of the captains of the police department, and several other people there to outline what the plan is moving forward. I think that we are lacking that in the city of Oakland, in the county of Alameda, and in the state of California. I think Governor Gavin Newsom, I've heard him and I've seen him out at several different functions. But from what I understand and what I know, we may not be able to change a whole lot nationally, but locally here, we have got to start holding these politicians' feet to the fire. And if they get elected on a false dream, they need to lose the next election. And I will be tallying points, making sure that we hold them accountable. And the second point is we have got to stop this in-house fighting between the mayor and city council and the mayor, council versus council. And we've got to stop having, since we only have a few Black women in office, whether it be elected or in administration, fighting each other. And that's going to stop. And if it doesn't, we're going to have to address it. To that end, thank you to Mr. Donnie Glover for the honor of the Black Business Roundtable, being a part of your growing network dedicated to bringing the real unfiltered news before the news. Hashtag BlackUSA.news, hashtag Donnie Glover, BeMoreNews.com, Black USA News, DonnieGlover.com, Twitter.com, Donnie Glover. See other shows under his media umbrella. Chap and Friends, Party Marty, Let's Talk, Black USA Crypto News with my brother, Kamal Hubbard, The Blackout Live from New York with my little sister, Tajmir, 60 Minutes, and Black USA with my brother, Michael Haney, and we need to get him on the show because he's a firecracker out there on the East Coast. BlackUSA.news, Morning Show, Donnie Glover, Shared Space, Frontline News, Troy Rollins Show, and the Beverly Smith Show, and more. Audience, thank you for continuing to share. Hashtag Stand with Carlton of Raleigh, NC 2022. Imprison a young Black entrepreneur that worked as a professional in tattooing artistry with his brick and mortar storefront with celebrity clients, not just average blue collar workers, with celebrity clients, not only in North Carolina, but in other states. He was imprisoned for self-defense when a man threatened him and his patrons and his business by going to his car to get a Uzi out and come back in and kill the young man and the patron. He was going to harm the patrons of this man's establishment. And if he was a white man, he'd have got the key to the city. But once again, in white America, the Black man has very little chance of doing anything unless we start banding together and stop spending your money in these white establishments that have consistently demonstrated that they don't appreciate our money. And we spend $1.5 trillion every year in the white businesses in this country. He was in prison for self-defense and threatened with bodily harm once again. So please follow that story. Please listen to the backstory on Carlton as listed below. And remember, this young man was given, I believe it was life in prison, and we need to fight to get him out. So please listen to the backstory on Carlton on YouTube. Audience, thank you for your thoughts. We appreciate it. Prayers, messages, and donations for Carlton are definitely appreciated and still needed. Also, thank you for your support for justice for Enzo the Husky in Lodi, an animal advocate, the Chris Kelly Foundation. However, if you can hashtag boycott Lodi CA, hashtag boycott Lodi, hashtag boycott Lodi wine, any other boycott to businesses in Lodi, California, you have many choices for wine purchases other than the 80 plus winemakers. Yes, 80 plus winemakers in Lodi or San Joaquin area. The new series is called Lodi, based on a true story in Lodi, California during the 70s, is starring Ewing McGregor, which we want to share filming in Lodi, California. You will be supporting, yes, you will be supporting police, the Lodi police, as the production will need to hire security, which could employ, yes, probably one of the same cops who dragged that family's dog down the street, which could employ the very agency, Lodi Police, that tasered Enzo while Lodi Animal Control noosed him and drug him down the street in front of witnesses. And I continue to emphasize drug this family, non-threatening animal in the streets of Lodi, California. Google justice for Enzo, the husky, and see the chilling video for yourself and share it. The video has made its way to Europe, New Zealand, and beyond. There is GoFundMe and petition as well. If you want to be in the know and reach our audience, then join our BBRT advertising family or to be a possible guest on the show. Reach us via our email, bbrt@hotmail.com. Include your company name, address, website, company phone number, and social media page info to our email address, bbrt2021@hotmail.com for vetting consideration. Audience, help us grow. Help us grow by sharing our podcast and following us on social media. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Tune in every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 7 p.m. East Coast Time on the BlackUSA.News network on YouTube, Facebook, and live on Instagram. And remember, together, we can listen, we can learn, and we can share because I know you care. This is Doug Blacksher, and we hope Dr. Ashley will be returning soon. Dr. Ashley Coleman of the Black Business Roundtable. God bless and good night.